Let's head over to the UK now, where GB News host Patrick Christys joins me from London. It's great to have you on the show. Look, there's a new royal documentary which has depicted King Charles as a loving, doting grandfather to William and Kate's 3 children. Patrick, what we don't see is apparently his horribly strained relationship with his grandkids, Harry's children, Archie and Lilibet.
Yes, absolutely. They are notable by their omission there. This was all about softening the King's image, and it did a really good job of it. It showed several really tender moments with George, Charlotte, Louis, and of course William and Kate as well. But what was a real standout was the complete lack of mention about Harry, about Meghan, and about their children. And it follows a recent article in which the King is said to be very, very upset that he hasn't got any kind of relationship with Harry's children, with his grandchildren on that side of the family. And most people over here in the UK are saying, look, Harry, it's one thing if you want to take out your personal grievances and air your dirty laundry in public and trash the country and trash the royal family. We don't like that. But it's another thing to deny your own children a wonderful relationship with the royal family. And I think going forward, that's something that Harry is going to find very, very difficult to explain to his children when they see about how wonderful that really could have been. And I think it really does kind of put the kibosh up this idea as well that King Charles is some kind of distant individual who had a terribly strained relationship with his kids. You see the way he's interacting there, and you just think he comes across like a lovable grandfather, and it really is a shame for Harry's children.
Yeah, I mean, when you take the king and the royal titles out of it, at the end of the day, they're stopping a grandfather seeing their grandchildren. It seems cruel. But look, let's go to something else, because there's no shortage of things around for us to chat about. It seems the BBC might be doing a Disney. That's a verb now, apparently, doing a Disney after they were criticised for their woke adaptation of Agatha Christie's classic Murder is Easy. Patrick, I know this one has hit a nerve with you. Do you care to explain?
Look, the reason why it's hit a nerve is because it's the latest in a long line of incredibly woke stuff to come out of the BBC. So this is an adaptation of Murder is Easy. The director wanted to include, for some reason, West African colonial themes and wanted to emphasise the empire and all the bad things about it. It's not that there is now a black lead character, that doesn't really matter at all, but it's the kind of fact that you need to have this undercurrent of empire and colonialism and negativity. But it speaks more to something at the BBC. Doctor Who recently, they misgendered an alien in that show, and that made news. What? They had a black Isaac Newton. Kids' TV shows are teaching children about critical race theory. Their lead sports presenter, Gary Lineker, accusing the government of being like 1930s Germany for wanting to push back on illegal immigration. Presenters accusing Israel of genocide. It's impossible, I think, now to get a show commissioned at the BBC unless you happen to be indicating something about an ethnic minority, disabled member of the LGBT community. And that does great on people.
Yeah, and don't we all want to watch those shows endlessly? It was revealed yesterday that more than 70 children aged between 3 and 4 have been sent to the controversial NHS Transgender Clinic. Now, Patrick, this has caused extreme concern amongst health officials, and rightly so, you'd have to say. Is there no minimum age for these patients? I mean, I have a 3-year-old about to turn 4, and I don't understand how anyone could say, yeah.
No, there's no minimum age. They're thinking of introducing a minimum age of 7, which I think most people would also regard as absolutely ridiculous. 70 children under the age of 3 and 4, 140 under 4s, and about 169 under 5s were referred to a transgender clinic here in the UK. What we're seeing is activist groups referring these kids to things like therapy, etc. I would argue some of those therapists probably need therapy themselves. Schools are lapping this up. Our National Health Service is lapping it up. Some people are saying it's akin to child abuse, frankly. I think a lot of this now comes from the parents, where there's maybe a bit of Munchausen by proxy going on here, and they're seeing that their kids are special. But what is going to happen, and you're getting testimony now of people who went through some of these clinics when they were young and who are now adults and who now regret it. What I think we're going to get is a tidal wave of lawsuits down the road from people who feel, I'm just quoting one victim now, as though they were mutilated as part of an experiment. And really, that should be stopped. Adults are supposed to protect children, not try to mutilate and adultify kids in this way.
Yeah, and we're hearing so many more of those lawsuits, especially in the UK, coming out. So I think you're spot on there. Now, your Prime Minister released a somewhat odd Christmas video on X or Twitter this year where some say he took a swipe at Prince Harry. Have a look.
Number 10 press office. Harry, you've got the wrong number.
Is this all a bit of fun, or do you think it's a real snub?
No, I think it could well be about Prince Harry. In reality, we have a tremendously successful journalist over here called Harry Cole, who has written numerous stories about the Prime Minister, including one in relation to his own personal phone number. And I think that that's what that was about. What I will say is
doesn't translate quite across this far away. I think most people here wouldn't have known that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is quite a light-hearted video, though, from our Prime Minister, who's been under the cosh over a variety of different things. He does definitely have a human side. There are the usual types saying, how did he have time to film that video? Shouldn't he be running the country? But, you know, it is Christmas after all. But no, I think our Prime Minister would not be taking such an obvious swipe at Prince Harry, because Harry would probably sue him, wouldn't he?
Well, I was just going to say, I think Harry can get off the phone to his lawyers now that you've explained it. Patrick Christys, thank you so much for your time.